I'm Devon, and we're back with my XCOM 2 War of the Chosen campaign. Last episode, we finally got around to doing the Black Site mission. So we got to knock a bit of progress off of the Alien Avatar project from completing the story mission. So today we're continuing from that point. Campaign's going pretty well. Got a number of soldiers tired and wounded at the moment, so we're waiting a few days to get everyone back. If we get a mission in the next day or two, could be a little rough, but in general things are going really well. We just kind of hit our mid-game power spike with Predator armor and magnetic weapons, and now we're kind of looking to start researching radio, building out our network, and kind of taking over more of the globe now that we've got kind of the tactical level of our soldiers really well equipped. So, gonna be able to hop right in here, figure out where we want to start scanning next, but overall, things seem to be going really well. It's going to start tracking down this facility lead.
I'm glad to see our joint effort paid off like we hoped.
Oh, great. So we've got a rescue mission on Preytel Mox available. Got the dodge bonus on our lower level ranger, and leveled up our... You know, I'm not sure if these two are a bond pair or not yet, but we've leveled up our secondary grenadier.
Our friends in the Resistance have helped to pinpoint the location of our missing soldier.
Rescue as soon as possible.
On where the Chosen have been holding our soldier captive. It's time we get him out of there.
Soldiers will gain a single charge of the conceal ability. That's pretty cool. So we could assign another covert action, but I'm actually inclined to waste like 4 hours of covert action just to have everyone available for this mission and kind of see what that's going to look like. And then once everyone gets out of here and we see who's tired, who's wounded, you know, potentially have new troops, then we can decide who we want to send on the next covert action.
Setting course for Sector 13, South Africa.
Commander, it looks like conditions on the ground are ripe for a quiet operation.
Okay.
We can get our people into place. They should each have concealed positions to work with.
So this is a really small mission, but we get to bring a pretty elite team. So let's go ahead and just clear out everyone and see what we've got available. So these guys are going to be busy for 3 days. Don't want to pull them out of bond training. Diamond is available, but T-Rex, her bondmate, is not. We could send this bond pair of Ranger and Firebug. It is notable that I don't... Do we want to bring 2 Rangers? That seems not great. We do not currently have a sharpshooter available, but I'm not sure that would be a good fit for a small team mission anyways. And with a really small team, I don't know that we want to take any risks by bringing a lower level squad. So I might just be on board with double Ranger Grenadier, and it's just a kind of high level, very bursty, high damage squad, and hope that we're also facing small sizes. Let's go ahead and look at build items, see if there's anything there that would... We don't have any new technology available. Probably don't need a second one of any of these. You're a corporal. What do you have as your abilities? Okay, so you went medic. So bringing 2 medikits sounds pretty valuable to me, just given that we're looking at such a small team. And, well, if we didn't have the Predator armor, I probably wouldn't want to do that. But given that we do, I kind of like going that route, because our soldiers are tough enough to mostly take a hit, and then we'll be able to heal them up with our 2 medkits. And I do generally like trying to bring bond pairs, but I think having a ranger that's 2 levels higher is more important. Both because you get some immediate ability from having the bond pairs, and also because you get to further level up their bonds. But I think on such a small mission that's going to be high difficulty, I think we'd rather lean on just bringing someone who's really high level over bringing a pair who get an extra action somewhere over the course of the mission. Alright, so definitely want the medkit on this guy to help him out there. We'll want to bring a mimic beacon on someone. There's also, we've got a frost grenade. I think I like the frost bomb on him. We did establish, but this does not count as a grenade. That's interesting. Cover destruction is not as valuable, given that we're such a small team without any snipers. I think we're going to be relying more on just trying to burst people down. How's this arrangement look? I feel like the 1 extra hit point here can't be the best use. Would swap. I think I like swapping. Well, I don't know that there's actually anything we're really going to be using on her. I think it's more likely, it's quite possible we'll just never use this flashbang. Or this, oh, do we want a flashbang instead of a grenade on one of these guys? Yeah, I think, actually, flashbang here. Oh, frostbomb is a grenade, okay. Man, right. Such indecision. Yeah. Alright, so I think going for fewer frag grenades, just because we've got a kind of highly mobile team with some guaranteed damage abilities that don't care as much about cover destruction, and then we'll be able to use more utility in the form of flashbang, smoke, frost bombs to, kill half a pod, freeze the other half, then finish it off to minimize risk. Let's go check the training center real quick to see if there's
Commander, we should make use of the ring facility and deploy our idle.
Yeah, I'll do it as soon as we're done with this mission. Come on. So we've got 9 AP here. So definitely pick up any of these we want, if we want.
If you want to know the truth about the Templars, I suspect they all might be completely mad. Yes, we've all seen their power.
Shredder?
But I don't think I've ever met one I'd call
I feel like Shredder is less useful on this small a team.
the ways of the Reaper as well.
Don't really want to use grenades. Don't really expect her to be overwatching a bunch. Maybe just run enemy overwatches. Well, running enemy over... Let's see. I think running enemy overwatches is the most useful for this mission by enough of a margin that I'm willing to spend some points to take them. just because if an enemy overwatches outside of our range, it could easily pin down the rest of the squad. So having her able to run and gun up and flank it seems really valuable. She doesn't have any AP dispense. Definitely don't want to dip that deep into the pool. And then we're also bringing Yen's. He only has 4. I'm definitely not going to spend a bunch to give him. That all seems good. Alright, so I think we are good to go on this mission.
We have solid intel on the location of our soldier that was taken prisoner by the Chosen. This is our chance to mount a rescue. Be aware, we'll be working with limited personnel for the next operation, Commander.
Do have a laser sight. What else we want to give you? Okay, we have an autoloader. I usually like those best on snipers. Air trigger? I guess that was just one of the ones we threw on there. We can give Stockton an additional upgrade. 2 scopes. Definitely want to use upgrades here if possible. Cannot equip scopes on shotguns. Could throw an autoloader or an expanded mag. Air trigger. I feel like the only ones I'd actually want are the expanded magazine and the autoloader. I think I'll go and save the autoloader for one of our sniper rifles. Throw the expanded magazine on here. And Stockton. It's kind of weird to give it a scope because there's an anti-synergy between a stock and a scope. But given that we're just going to be trading this weapon around our various specialists and rookies and low aim characters, I think just giving it a scope anyway is good. Alright. And then do you have a different cannon you'd use? So it looks like the only cannon we've got is this one with the advanced hair trigger, and we can't put a second upgrade on it. We could... You know, I actually like expanded mag better on cannons than most upgrade. Oh, I already spent that on the shotgun. Alright, so we're probably good to go here. Everyone's got weapon upgrades. No special armor. We've used all of our PCSs. Got a good set of utility items. Let's rock and roll.
Sky Ranger deployed. In position.
Let's rescue Mox!
That the soldier taken captive during our previous operation is being held within a high-security advent facility not far from your position.
Right, so gotta rescue the operative, and we've got small squad with the ability to re-enter concealment. Oh, so this is like very stealth mission. Like we might be able to... It is theoretically possible we could avoid fighting any enemies.
The advantage of stealth here, so we should try to get in and out as quietly as possible. If the enemy spots us, this is going to get a whole lot harder.
So we don't have a timer. We have a thing that looks kind of like...
Closing on target position now.
Nothing has been said to imply...
Good copy. Moving on target.
...that I should be worried about time. So I think just creeping forward very slowly to not stumble into enemies and blow concealment early on. Probably going to build.
Enemy patrol on the move.
We have Firebrand on standby for evac, Commander, but as soon as she gets in range, the whole compound will go on high alert.
Okay.
Hold back unless we have the target, or it's an absolute emergency.
So, I want to sneak around the edge of the map.
On my way.
Moving out. Position confirmed. I'm on it.
Affirmative, covering now.
Overwatch.
This may be a slightly boring mission to watch, given that I just have very little interest in taking any risks.
Heading there now.
We're gonna really try and keep our profile absolutely.
Got it.
This is interesting. I didn't know they'd added this sort of like really high stealth mission. This was something that was used more in Long War II. That I don't know. I was not a big fan of there, but I'm curious to see how I feel about it in this context. I think part of the problem with the execution in Long War II might have just been too much of it, where I felt like I was spending more time avoiding fights than fighting, which is not really what I play XCOM for. But in small doses, where it's like, 10% of the missions instead of 50%,
Roger that.
I could definitely see it being more of an interesting element.
Good copy, moving on target.
I like the lack of music and the crickets.
Heading out. Eyes on the prize.
Scanning.
Affirmative. Covering now.
This would be a really good mission to have a Reaper on, where you get to mark targets permanently. Alright, so it looks like this guy's on a larger patrol route than normal enemies, because we saw him go all the way down here into this building and out here. So it looks like the AI mechanics are a little different in this mission, probably.
I'm on the move.
So keep an eye on this guy.
Roger that.
On it.
One thing that is kind of important here is maximizing our own sightlines, just because when we can see enemies, we know exactly where the limits of their sight are, but when we can't see them, it's way easier to blunder in. So we're trying to get all the way over here eventually. Presumably, this compound wall kind of extends over here. I'm still inclined to get over to, like, here on the compound before we try and break through to mocks, just so that we're minimizing the time we're kind of inside it and maximizing the time we're skirting around the edges. I do want to go over the top of this section along. So
Time to motor.
Moving out. Roger that. Scanning.
very nervous about what the game considers flanked at this point and what is in cover, just because cover drastically reduces the sightlines of enemies, which is why I didn't want to move the Grenadier up to like one of these two spaces.
Roger that.
I'm hoping we don't just like blunder into an enemy patrol somewhere up here, but we'll see how it goes.
On my way.
I'm guessing that most of the enemies are inside the compound, but it's possible we'll encounter an external patrol. Okay, so we're kind of getting a sense of this structure. Really looks like running right through here is going to be the shortest distance with the boat. Unclear to me if we'll just, like, go loud at some point and be fighting our way out from there, or if we'll be able to stealth all the way up to Mox.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
I do like that we're seeing these little single guard patrols that we could easily take out, but presumably that raises the guard alert. Alright, so we're going to want to get up to this high ground here, get to this wall whenever his patrol gets to its farthest point away, and then run.
Closing on target position now.
Right? We haven't seen
All over it.
the other guard that's presumably going to be coming from our right side here, but
On the move.
an eye open for one. These guys' vision tiles expand 1 square outside of these walls on their normal paths. Oh.
Looks like hostiles over here.
So we'll have to see what these guys' patrol is like, but that's definitely a complication. Could try and get around to this side. Is there ladders to get over the top? Well, let's push. Don't want to push all the way up to the wall, but if we push 1 step away, should be good based on the patrol routes we've seen so far. So maybe put like 1 person behind each of these 3.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Here, just to get maximum information before pushing forward.
Moving out.
Moving to position.
Solid copy.
Alright, so let's see how this next turn goes, because that'll definitely determine which way we try and squeeze through. Alright, so this guy's moving this way, which is great. Means we've got a much better chance of kind of sneaking through this left side. Alright, so we're now at the point where it's very likely that just at some point we're going to break cover to an enemy who was around the corner we didn't see.
Moving to designated coordinates.
So we can move up to here. The advantage is that that gets us forward faster to clear this outer patrol route for the next guard that's walking in circles. Disadvantage is that if we get seeking trouble, kind of surrounded by low cover on all sides. Enemies have really small detection radiuses before trigger concealment.
I'm on the move.
Cross fingers.
Looks like hostiles over here.
Okay. So... Okay, really nice. We've got good vision on these guys, so we'll be able to pretty good job of avoiding any detection. I'm guessing that our goal is to, when these guys patrol out here, we run through this window, is the objective.
No need
Don't trigger anything. checkpoint system. Nope. So here is probably the safest, because I don't want to, like, run over this and risk exposing anything. No, it's pretty low sightlines. I think this.
Running.
Definitely tense. I like that part of it. Alright, so these look like the guards closest to the cell. Oh, we can get up a level. So we saw this turret over yonder. So I'm a little worried that if we start running around on higher levels, we're going to learn a valuable lesson about turrets. This looks pretty unlikely to trigger anything and gives us a lot of vision. So
Confirmed.
let's do this. Okay. So this implies only 2 people here. Sir, do we have a way to get in that does not involve breaking glass? See, so we've got this front door here, which is not a security. We've got this back door here. This other door here, that's not a security. How do we get in without upsetting everyone? Oh, so we can run up to this door over here, potentially. Open it, and then, sneak through. These guys don't get too close. So that seems like a good thing to me, is, we'll probably want the ranger on that. So we'll pull her around
Moving
to
on
the side.
target location.
And then we can put specialist on the high ground, keeping an eye.
Confirmed.
Well, these two try and sneak around and rescue monks.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Watching these patrols.
Got my eyes on.
Oh, so you can actually hack the door from here. That's kind of cool.
Eyes on the prize.
Alright, so this guy's patrolling back around. We have plenty of time to get past him. Will be a problem if we, Okay, and these guys are headed all the way over there, so we might be able to get all the way to Mox without, interference. Alright, so this is pretty dangerous feeling.
Heading to that location.
So much guns. Alright, so that'll be bad if they patrol back. So let's go ahead and do
Moving to
that.
designated position.
And if he can get inside and close the door, not quite, which is unfortunate. But should still be concealed. Eh. This is a little risky if anyone walked back in here, but we have pretty good vision of it. We'll have the ranger close the door next turn. These guys keep sneaking.
On Overwatch.
That does leave our hacker out in the cold, actually, which is... Okay, and these guys are patrolling back. So I think we want to try and sneak him in. Run the ranger up to the door here.
Understood. Moving out.
Sneak this guy in.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
We'll be able to close the door so that we don't risk any of these pods. That drastically reduces that risk. Hide here. And hide here.
Headed there now.
So we can, right now, just kill this pod without triggering any enemies and then reseal it.
Got it covered.
But we'll see where they go. Alright. So looks like it's go time. We are currently in a very good position. It looks like the game's just going to force us to fight these two regardless. And we're currently in a position where we can just really capitalize on the situation. So, kind of want to go up to here and shotgun him. Just because that seems more valuable than the trooper. Also, slash. Probably takes... okay, doesn't as much as need to. Also, probably just run up and shoot him wherever. Alright. So 90, and 88. I think we'll be able to one-shot him with the shotgun and finish him off with the specialist. Hello!
What'd you expect? We're close.
Okay, he ran way farther than I expected. Okay, and our ranger's still in cover. Enemy on guard. So if we run up here, we're theoretically not triggering it. So he just ran away. That's so weird. Yeah, I should have planned that better. We have a grenadier to blow up his cover. No, we don't. Okay, and why can't you hack? Not have line of sight on anything? So, by default I would have just left this guy to be someone else's problem, but we ended up with a flanked sharpshooter, or a flanked grenadier. So I think I kind of want to just, like, frost bomb this guy and go on our merry way.
Moving to position.
And then you're still concealed, so you can run up to here.
Move.
We're picking up increased comm chatter in the compound.
Alright.
They've noticed something is up. We haven't
Oh,
lost the
we should have gotten him over here to hack just in case this is a good reward. Okay. So we can actually run our specialist over to get the hack from somewhere with line of sight, and we're just gonna basically try and run away from this guy.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Really? Alright, so I guess we can all just re-enter concealment is a thing.
Not a problem.
And hope that does it for us.
They won't see a thing.
I'm a ghost. Moving to designated position.
On Overwatch. Moving to Overwatch.
Alright, so this guy thawed out, but now we're all reconcealed, so he's probably going to rejoin friends and hopefully doesn't know where we are. Okay, so now, what's your... Can you hack this door without doing security protocols? Because that'd be sweet. Alright, so probably... Oh!
We've got access. Firebrand is in position and the compound is on full alert. Time to move.
Right.
Got the VIP in tow. Moving to evac.
Alright, so... Hate to say it, Jens, but you are the least valuable action. Oh. So you can't pick it up without an action. So we're basically going to just sprint out the back door here and... Nice contact.
Closing on target position now.
It looks like we're all still concealed,
Position confirmed.
so we should be good.
Moving to Overwatch. On Overwatch.
Just hide in a box here, and then we'll basically be able to pick this up. We'll have to take one turn sprinting for the exit.
Compound has reached maximum alert status. They put out a distress signal and we're already picking up multiple inbound...
Yay, we got Mox!
They got eyes on me. Got it.
Okay, so... This is a window, right? Oh, can you not move through the window while carrying someone? No, this wall is just harder than I thought, I guess. It's passable windows, okay. So we've got to actually fight our way out through this door, it looks like. Alright, so you have a mimic beacon. You're the only one who's actually revealed. So you've still got stealth. So let's move you out and get some information. Oh, okay. So... So this will trigger some enemies. And we'll probably just mimic. That was a little more complicated than I thought. But plan fucking run for it should still be good. Man, you can't get out those windows. That's so annoying. Alright, and we're not keeping anyone concealed. Well, I guess... Wouldn't be revealed immediately. do this.
Absolutely. They've seen me.
And then you get to do this. And then we overwatch there. Alright, so then reinforcements come in, and we're still mostly just running for it. Man, these missions are high tension. Hey Matt, just saw your messages. Have you gotten a chance to play War of the Chosen yet? I really like it. It feels like a major improvement to XCOM. Definitely introduces some cool dynamics with, like, bosses with some individuality to them, and zombie hordes that you get to mow your way through.
They're on to me.
What? You didn't get the Overwatch fire for that? Come on. Did the game just lock up? Oh. All of them hammering on the Mimic Beacon. This is why Mimic Beacons are good. Alright. Cool. No hits.
That was close.
Yeah, I'm playing on the Iron Man here as well. So, and it is definitely tense. All right, so I can run back here, use her flashbang or smoke grenade to kind of cover my retreat, and she should still be in range to fully get out next turn. This guy's a little worrying, but he would have to get to here for line of sight. Is that... I think that might be worse than just, like, fully hiding behind cover and making a run for it next turn. So you also can't get all the way to the exit, but you can here, our rescuee. Oh, yeah, I really like how this expansion turned out. I think there's some really cool cards in it. Alright, and you can get back to here.
Moving out.
Oh, I missed that guy. Oh, that auto-overwatched after it fired. Brutal. Okay, so now I have to make the call. Do I want to flashbang these three? Or do I want and risk getting flanked by this guy? Or do I want to just hide behind cover? As much... Oh, so, okay, Can I actually flashbang all three? Is it you? Yeah. As much as I really don't like getting a flank shot here, you can also enter conceal. What's the worst these guys can do? They have line of sight on you. Would smoke. Smoke the whole team. The turret's probably not doing anything. So if I just run all the way back to here, they'll get a couple shots on me in full cover, but we're all in Predator armor. I feel like we're going to be okay. Alright. What's the worst you got for me, computer? Tons of Overwatches is the worst you got for me.
Got a med kit.
Alright, so a bit of a hit there, but not too bad. And still have everyone in heavy. Shot me anyway, it's cool. Alright, so we've got 2 Overwatches to run, but we're out. Definitely want to make dashes if possible, since that... oh, you've actually got a blue move to... So you can you pop both these Overwatches, potentially. At the very least, you can knock out one of them. Okay, so she can knock off one Overwatch and then still get out. She is immune to Overwatches and still has her extra concealment. Oh no, you can't fire a grenade. You have not yet been hit. So you could run over to the evac pad, try and fire a grenade through a window. You're probably just going to eat both the Overwatches, though. Anyone could die if they get hit with both Overwatches. Is pretty rough. But I definitely don't want to stick around for. Alright, Jens. Dash for the exit and cross your fingers. One miss! For anyone who doesn't know, dashing, when you take a double move, gives you an extra 20 defense against Overwatches, is the reason I wanted to start off with that. Alright, and that just should get the whole team out safe. I think our Ranger might be wounded, but I think everyone else took little enough damage that the Predator armor should actually be sufficient to mean that they are totally ready to go immediately. I could take a parting shot just for funsies, but it's not mess with a good thing. Yeah, definitely agree. The timers in XCOM 2 were pretty unpopular, but they definitely served a very valuable purpose of the right strategy not being move forward 2 squares and Overwatch every turn for half an hour. But they did definitely have some feel-bad components, and I feel like they really improved on that when War of the Chosen, with having some more dynamic timers, with a little more give to them that still give you some impetus to try and keep moving forward, but not the same binary like, you took 1 turn too long. Early game tech-wise, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say, like, a lot of the early game stuff, you just kind of have to do all of it, and the order doesn't super matter, just between, like, oh, they did all get wounded for a couple days. I don't know, maybe that's different. I thought that if you took less damage than your armor gives you health, you aren't reduced. I don't know, the big thing is just figuring out, like, trying to get to the power spike of mag weapons and Predator armor at the right time, and basically just trying to figure out how to get little enough early game stuff to survive, and then find a good time to invest the, like, whole 2 weeks of research into really important tech level stuff. I think another big part that is really important in Iron Man campaigns is being able to cut your losses. Like, just figure out, it's really easy to, alright, I lost one guy, let's continue fighting it out, and then just get a squad wipe and have to start over. But using, like, okay, I lost one guy, what are the odds I'm actually going to finish this mission? And make an evaluation of, like, you know what, it's not worth throwing the whole campaign for a small chance of completing this. Let's just evac the rest of the team, cut our losses, and be good. And we got back Mox, so we've got our named character back. We did suffer more wounds than I thought we had. So it's going to be really rough if another mission pops up in the next 3 days. But it's all pretty minor, so should be pretty good here. Once these guys get out of bond training, we'll be fine. But watch as I get, you know,
running the black market.
Maybe she can glitchy terror attack out of nowhere. All right.
This is the headquarters of the Skirmisher faction.
Okay, cool. So now we've got all 3 new Resistance factions. I like going for modular weapons as my first tech, just because it lets you start using any weapon upgrades you pick off of Advent. But again, like, early game tech just doesn't matter that much, just because there's so much of it is necessary and it's all pretty short. So I feel like the difference between, going alien biotech first versus resistance radio first is just not that big a deal. It's really just figuring out your pacing of, like, when can you invest in less useful things like hybrid materials, and then just take the long game time on bag weapons and predator armor. Alright. Ooh, plus 20 hacking score is crazy. I'll definitely be taking that on next month. Like, just getting 20% extra to all A-wire protocols to stun and mind control are so good. I am also desperate for intel. So we're going to have some really interesting choices in front of us at the next month rollout over for trying to figure out what we want to do there. So we get to start our new resistance, or our new covert action. And originally, and I'm glad I waited to see who we had available, because the answer is, like, no one. So we really want to just pick an easy one, send some rookies off to hang out, and not try something ambitious that requires the high-level soldiers we... Alright, so we don't have any Reapers. We don't have anyone Sergeant or higher available. That's crazy. So what can we even do? We can gather supplies. We can gain ability points. 15 ability points is... This looks really good. We can get a permanent +1 health on one of our lower level troops, send off 2 rookies, and get some ability points to upgrade our high level troops. Sniper rifles... I don't love losing a scientist for a few days, but actually just, like, science isn't our gating thing right now. Right now what we really need to be doing is gaining intel and expanding our network, because we've kind of hit a big power spike on the tech tree. We're going to be good on missions for a while. We really just need to figure out how to start contacting more regions. We'll also get a promotion here. Looks worse than the other one, than the other two, either the sniper rifles or the ability points. I think I'm just going to hold on to our scientists. We can send off some low-level troops to get a few extra stats here, and have another low-level grenadier in the pocket. Yeah, so we can send on. Okay. Definitely don't want to spend intel. We don't care if our squaddies are injured for a few days after their mission.
We'll get the job.
Right, so that's a relatively low-value covert action, but mostly just using that to kill time until we get troops we actually care about back. Alright. So we can either... I hate the right-clicking pulls you out. I'm trying to use it to scroll. So we can either get a facility lead or alien alloys. Currently have 21 alloys. Avatar Project is only at 5 points. It is going to become a problem for us eventually. It is kind of fundamentally less replaceable. We do have our target on at least one facility we can go hunt down. And this is such a marginal choice that it feels like a bit of waste of time. Spend a bunch of time going back and forth on it. Alien alloys are more likely to be important in the short term. We can always get the facility lead.
Commander, the aliens have made significant progress toward their goals.
Cool, and there's another facility we can go ignore. No, I said the Avatar project wasn't like a huge problem right now.
Commander, the aliens continue to make progress on the
Suddenly
Avatar
it's a
project.
problem again.
We're going to slow them down. We'll need to move fast.
Alright. So cleared out our machinery.
Power consumption reached.
We're at max power, so we really want to assign a bunch of engineers to excavate this. So this will give us access to a power coil that we can build basically a super power relay on. Don't have the ability to upgrade this power relay further until we search a little ways away. Is there anything we want to build here? Don't have the power for anything, but I'm going to build another power relay here. Yeah, we definitely made a sequencing error clearing out this area before this area, because now we're either doubling up on power relays or doing an unnecessary, or leaving this open for 15 days. I think we just want to leave it open, and I'll just pull a third engineer onto this to try and speed this out as quickly as possible. It's been 3 missions in 1 day. This resistance radio is not advanced while we've just gone on story missions all over the place. Alright, really? Okay. We desperately need intel, so we'll probably do this one. We don't really need supplies. So, these two both make Chosen scarier. This one has the lost. This one counters a hidden event and has a bunch of lost. I think even though this is hidden and these are both moderately scary, definitely worth countering this just in case it's something super scary and because... So do we actually have soldiers, is a question. Oh my god, it's been so many missions so fast. We are going to be bringing in a C squad on this gorilla op. Are any of these easy? Difficult. Moderate. Moderate. Well, the good news is that we have a lot of tech, so at least the incompetent rookies we're going to be sending into battle will be well armored. Also, I will say that I like that this is Warlock, not Assassin, because he's less scary. I don't think... We don't want to try and stall cheese this one to try and get any of our better troops up.
Commander, you should be...
Alright.
We're detecting lost activity in this area. Our forces will need to be especially vigilant.
Welcome, Team Squatty. Alright, so we've got a Templar and a Ranger are the two competent people we're sending. It's a little unfortunate that we've got a Sniper and a Grenadier without good equipment. So Templar, looked at these a little bit. I think Perry is actually the one I'm going to go for. I played a little with Templar in one of the daily challenges, and Perry is really ridiculous. It completely counters an enemy attack, and you can use it to kind of effectively stun an enemy for a turn if there's only one left, because you could just leave the Templar out in the open with a parry up, and they'll almost certainly attack it. So, you know, I don't think I've used Aftershock once, so we probably should have gone for parry in the first place, but don't want to sunk cost my way out of picking up really powerful ability. So definitely want to make utility items available, make weapons available, make armor available. I'll just look at this build item. Huh. Okay, so, wait, is Mox available? Mox is available, so we want to start leveling him up. Alright, so who'd I cut our... Yeah, I like bringing the extra sniper, which is why we're moving. Not what I wanted to click on. So we can go ahead and give her the Skywatch. Give her the better upgraded one. I should flip those around. Don't want to waste everyone's time doing too much in the way of cosmetic upgrades right now. Want to divvy up our utility items. So everyone's got grenades. Have a flashbang, a mimic beacon. A mimic beacon here. Smoke grenade on the guy who's going to be in the back. Guess a med kit here. I like that better than swapping this med kit and this mimic beacon. I think I do. A lot of basic grenades. I think at least one flashbang has got to be better than this. Let's go ahead and give flashbang. I have not been impressed with the frost bomb. Like, stunning one enemy, just not as good as the big AoE disable on the flashbang grenade. No, the new expansion is an adventure, so it has PvE content, but the cards all come from playing through that, not through draft. We did make a couple of balance changes, buffing some commons in draft, just to shake things up there and hopefully promote some new archetypes. Alright, anything else want to do with this squad before they get sent out? Oh, do we actually want to go ahead and build the upgrades for a Templar? Yeah, not close on either of those. Could get one more of any of these, don't want to. Let's get an auto look. Oh man, I don't want to use our... We've got a different cannon with an auto look. Let's use that because we're going to be fighting against the Lost this time, so that'll be a good thing to have available on our smallest capacity weapon. Let's also give you an autoloader. And hair trigger or scope? Nope. Is this everything we want? Everyone's got good weapons. Alright, let's go.
Sky Ranger deployed.
We're in the pipe.
All right.
Our readings indicate that Advent just powered up some kind of psionic transmitter in this area. And if they're assuming no one knows about
Oh,
it,
sonic transmitter with the Lost. This is going to be interesting.
take it down quickly.
Alright, so gonna take a 5-minute break before the next mission. So thanks to everyone who's watching, and I will go ahead and be back in a little bit.